Okay, GTII, let's go ahead and throw in my opinion here and see what's going on for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a GTII technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so yes, this is GTII on the 5-day chart here, okay? So we were speaking of yesterday the potential of coming back down to touching that 124 level, of which we actually got about 120. Let me see the low. 128. Damn. Did we reach 129 or 128 today? Let's go ahead and find out exactly what that was. 6 hour, let's see, low of about, yeah, we definitely touched 128. So in essence, we are still sort of following what we were talking about, right, regarding the 124 touch. The momentum, however, has essentially flashed to the downside a bit. Okay, so it's getting a little dangerous, but it's still not the worst thing in the world. We are speaking of this pennant that we're building here. Okay, so it would be incredible for us not to fail the pennant. Since this would be a continuation formation towards the upside, okay? Now, why I'm saying that is because usually when we build pennants, especially on the 5-day time frame, on upper time frames like this, they turn into continuation formations, especially when they're built after an uptrend, right? So, or during an uptrend. So we're on our way up and then we start building this as reaccumulation. That usually indicates a potential continuation towards the upside, right? Of course, these are 5-day iterations, so we still need to kind of, complete a bunch of days here before we can actually consider that upside move, which would honestly be probably the end of May or even the beginning of maybe even the beginning of June, right? So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on that stuff there too, okay, you guys? But yeah, just know that this formation usually leads to an upside, but I don't want to go ahead and spread any type of hopium here. I want to make sure that we can keep it as clear and as honest as possible, right? So we're just going to say what the chart says, and that's it, no matter what. Okay, you guys, so yes, in all reality, I am kind of still looking for, and in fact, that target has changed just a little bit because we just got that 5-day closure today. We were speaking of the 5-day closure just yesterday, and we will see the effects of momentum based on this closure. Okay, so first of all, I want to point out that we have, from this point here, right, in volume, we have declining volume, and also we have a triangle. So that kind of validates that we are within this formation in the first place. Another thing that validates it would actually be the 2 touches of the support, and we still need 1 more touch of the resistance. So upon this bounce here, if we can make that upside here too, I mean, it says around $2.19, right? But as soon as we can make that upside here, then that would essentially validate our formation. Okay, so that it would be highly ideal for us to maintain the position where we are, or just a little bit lower. Another reason why we want to do that is for these 2 reasons. Okay. We've already talked about our zone, our chop zone, right? 121 to about 181, right? Or, I mean, it still says 120. Yeah, 121. There we go. Yesterday it said 122. Stop modifying my things, you guys. All right, so yeah, 121 to about 181, right? Or 180. Now this one shifted? Incredible. There we go, 181. All right, so 121 to 181 is our chop zone, okay? Historically speaking, we have used this chop zone several times, right? This area right here, all this area right in here, right? And we even did it once before, and now we're repeating it again, right? So historically speaking, this is kind of an area that we use for reaccumulation before either a massive downside or an upside, as you can see here and here. Right, and also here, right, and also here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and continue watching the price action to see what's happening. But please remember, you guys, it is critically important that we do maintain ourselves above $1.21. If we do get a minimum daily closure below the area of 121, then there are several targets for us to look at to the downside, of which I'm not going to speak of just yet, right? But there are support levels that we have below us. Okay, and now here's the other reason too. Please look at the biweekly Gaussian channel 18 hours and 8 minutes, we're going to get this bi-weekly closure. Okay, it would be highly ideal if we can close it upside of the mean band, which is located literally where we are. Okay, you guys, so if we can close that there, that would essentially give us a pretty nice upside continuation. If we do not close upside of this mean band, then there could be a downside to be faced here. Another reason why that could be backed is this. We're about to close in 18 hours, and we're very close to actually creating what could be a bi-weekly bearish engulfing candle formation. Okay, so that is not good. Okay, you guys, we cannot close that bearish engulfing here. Okay, so on a bi-weekly, of course, the areas of support, we'll go ahead and look at them, right? But just please know that this is at a little bit of a risk, but we want to make sure that we can keep an eye on it and watch our longs, right, you guys? So that is essentially what I'm looking at for GTII. The good thing is here, you guys, is that the 6-hour time frame does have a newly pivoted upside here on the stochastic momentum, EMA3 versus the SMA14, and in fact, we're increasing volatility as well, so that usually is indicative of an upside. Okay, you guys, so we'll look at that. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on that. Now let's go ahead and just finish off this analysis here with the RSI, and please notice that the RSI has a short-term downside before finding support from that SMA 14 represented by the pink line, and this is very likely to live out pretty fast, right? So now we have a couple of resistance zone on the 4-hour, right? The only thing is that in this case, I may actually favor the bulls because this would be entering into the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile, so meaning price action could actually have a chance to succeed that 14-day simple and the gravitational zone, or using the gravitational zone's pull, right? So now the 8-hour time frame does have a very tiny little pivot here. It's hard to use these pivots, you guys. They often fail. They could be fake outs, right? And in fact, we still have a downside pivot here on the SMA 14, right? Downside pivot on the SMA 14 on the daily and also the RSI signal. But I would like to point out here that as we start to jump into the 3-day, there could be a weakness here from the bears, right? So we're about to see what happens with this 5-day RSI tomorrow. We need the closure of today's 5-day iteration to be shown in tomorrow's price action. So we'll go ahead and see that. So we're a little blindsided here just for the night, but we'll go ahead and keep an eye on this for the next day too. Okay, you guys. So please remember that first and foremost, that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, you guys, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.